Welcome to Show versus Business. This is the official trailer reaction to Star Wars Fate of the Old Republic, the teaser trailer, and we're starting it right now. Oh, it's like a heartbeat. EKG.
Damn, that's a game?
Oh, come on, man. You know it's a game.
I don't play games that much.
All pre-rendered.
Is that Mandalore?
I like the music, the setting.
Yeah. Okay. Yeah, they always gotta show rain, let you know the graphics are real.
Old Republic, baby. People love that.
I like that.
Hey, man. Went too bold, gotta go old.
Go bold, go old. Alright, get to where you're going. Man bun. Casey Hudson. What?
Wait, was that a joke or do you know Casey Hudson?
I have no idea who that is.
Oh. All right. So,
do you know who that is?
No, I have not been on the Star Wars games in ages, so I don't know anything about what I just saw. I do like a lot of the references that the subtle, I shouldn't say references, the subtle nods to different aspects of the Star Wars universe. You know what I mean? It's like just the stuff with the joystick, the what do you call it? The little gate that opened up and she was about to walk through. It's like reminiscent of stuff, you know. And you called the man bun too, so that was that one also.
Yeah, gotta have that man bun from Old Republic. Ain't the Old Republic, you don't have the man bun. So what is up, man, with the slow motion though? I mean, it's like there was not really any action. It was just one of those just to get people excited about it. Is that what that was? It's a teaser, I get it. Just to show the graphics. Is that what that was about?
So I mean, there were no game graphics as far as I can tell. This is all cutscene stuff, pre-rendered. So, I mean, if you
Now
want to,
you told me that what's it called? Grand Theft Auto when it comes out, that's
yes,
it's gonna look like that, like a whole cutscene. The play is gonna look like.
yeah, that's what they do. That started with Rockstar back in the early GTA days and Red Dead Redemption days, where they're like, hey, we're not even going to do. It may have started earlier than that actually, but they said we're not going to do a cutscene that's pre-rendered. If we do a cutscene, it's going to be in engine. And what's really funny is if you actually go search for some of the cutscenes, they found ways to break the cutscenes. Where like, you know, they'll have a herd of wolves or something follow them, run into a building, into the cutscene, and when the cutscene starts, you'll see all those wolves trying to run out the doors and everything. It's like because it's still in game,
I got you. So
but nobody else does that.
yeah. Well, I mean, I'm not a gamer, guys. So I'm not non-gamer of the two. I mean, you probably play more games than I do. I would just say, does it look like I want to play it? I mean, what was the one that everyone loves with the well, it's not the Knights of the Old Republic. I remember that game, and I think people love that one. That was hot. So we'll be curious to see. Is this like the first kind of the update to that? Like this whole kind of style where it comes to the Old Republic and going into the stories and telling concepts from it. Is this the first game that's going to do something like that since the Knights of the Old Republic, or have they done other games like this in this era of Star Wars?
I don't think they've really touched this era too much.
Especially after they got rid of the non-canon stuff. They kind of Disney kind of wiped the slate clean, but obviously the Acolyte came out and that was set in the Old Republic period, but people didn't like the Acolyte. Maybe it was too bold, to your point. You got witches and Twins.
It's funny when you're touching in some when you start touching the weird part of Star Wars, that's and then you add on sprinkles of, dare I say, woke. Uh, people are just going to be like,
It's funny. You get canceled for saying woke now. That's funny. Or being woke.
uh, I'm looking at the comments here, and it's like everybody's talking about, please don't get trapped in development hell.
Yeah.
Uh, this will come out in on the P on the PS11.
Yeah. It's video games are notorious for that, right? I mean, we've seen it with Grand Theft Auto, right? It's just five. It's just like, man, when is this coming out? It's supposed to come out Memorial Day, then December this year. Now it's coming out next year. So it's like, come on, guys. Yeah. All this teaser. Yeah. Yeah. It was what's possible, what can we do to make this hot? Um
They tried the MMO back in, what was it, after 2010 sometime. It
mhm.
was into the early 2010s, 2013. Okay, yeah, they had the MMO that came out, and that didn't really go anywhere because everybody wanted to be a Jedi and got pissed off if they weren't a Jedi, and yeah, it was just
So
weird.
we say MMO, is that massively player?
Yeah, massively multiplayer online game where anytime you go on, you're interacting with hundreds of people.
I do remember that. I was tempted to kind of play, but I just hate to get sucked into games. I feel like it would be such a time suck. But yeah, I was super excited about that one. How long did that last for before they shut it down?
I'm not sure, but that came in, like Ultimate Online, um, World of Warcraft, Eve Online, all these big, massively multiplayer games. It's a time suck, and if you have like 20 days, you could try out one and just to because it's a whole new thing.
Oh man. So hot story about a time sucking game. So the last time I was really deep into video games. Well, I mean, I was. It had some moments. I started playing Civilization and all that when after in grad school, but it was like I had broke up with my girlfriend at the time. And this is, and I don't know. I think I told you the story. I was staying with Zach and all that. Oh, it was Zach. I think he was there and Askia, the roommates, and so we played. I was playing Final Fantasy VII, and I ended up naming everybody, character names like people I knew, like
Yeah,
you and Skia and Chris. And so you would play the game, and then when people died in the game, I got emotional. I
yeah.
was
It's like,
like,
oh
no,
man,
he died. No, Chris. Start getting little tears in my eyes, man. It's just like crazy.
yeah. I forgot what. Yeah, I forgot what game I had to stop playing because I put somebody I had a crush on, and it just never worked out. But I put her in the game, and then in the game it didn't work out either. So like that, because I thought for sure if I named her, it's like, oh yeah, this character, oh yeah, they're going to be a thing. Later on in the game, they left, and I was like, oh, that's too real, man. I'm supposed to be playing a fantasy. I never stopped. I never played the game after that. I was like,
It was too
done.
real. It's too real.
I got better stuff to play. But
Exactly. Yeah.
but yeah, this Star Wars thing. I haven't. Are they coming out with any other games, movies, or anything? Is this here to tide us over? I don't know what's going on in the Star Wars universe right now.
Mandalorian next year. Remember Goku? We saw we did
Mandalorian
the
and Goku. Yeah,
Goku. Yeah, we're gonna get. I mean, are we excited about that movie?
apparently not.
Mm, I'm. I mean, The Mandalorian was hot when it first came out. It was like, hey, we got TV Star Wars. And it was, it was filmed in a volume, and so which is a new way to kind of do CGI effects that they can bring living worlds to life or worlds to life. And it was hot, but then I think by the third season, it was just like kind of boring. So I'm hoping they can do something interesting with this whole concept because this is the only movie we're going to get, and they finally got away from Luke, the Skywalker clan, right? No Darth Vader, no Luke Skywalker, no Leia, or their descendants. So I'll be curious to see if this does well in the movie theater, Mandalorian and Grogu. So yeah,
So is Ahsoka season 2 still coming?
hmm that's still coming.
Okay.
So yeah, good point. So that's still coming. Yeah, but like I said,
Uh, an animated series about Maul, Shadow Lord.
don't know about that one. Yeah,
Okay.
I don't know about that one. Someone said they were going to do something too. It was announced, but they were super excited. I think Damon Lindelof, who did Lost and all that, but
Yeah.
who knows? It's just it's Disney, man. They're gonna throw stuff at the wall. So speaking of Disney, man, did you see the latest news with Disney and AI?
Oh, what are they doing? I mean, do you need all that power to fix a pants leg guy? Um, so yeah, yeah, I saw it, but go ahead and introduce this because this is interesting.
Yeah, man. It was announced, I think, over this past like yesterday, literally, that Disney and OpenAI entered a relationship where basically Disney's gonna license 200 characters to OpenAI to use in their AI like slop, if you will. Or so basically Sora video generation, probably some other type of stuff to kind of create, all kind of unique kind of imagery and storylines, using licensed characters from Disney. So basically, if you want to see Mickey Mouse smoke, well, he probably won't smoke. I'm sure in the license agreement, there's going to be, you know, what Mickey Mouse cannot do, right? So something if Mickey Mouse is like riding a horse, you can do that in Sora, right? Or you can have Donald Duck, sitting at a poker table or something, maybe. So basically, it's a license agreement because, and then at the same time, so basically, this is crazy. Hollywood went, bonkers as you with anything AI and said, what is Disney doing? They're licensing their characters to OpenAI. And from a business standpoint, I thought it was a brilliant move because I don't know if you saw the other thing they did at the same time. They two things they did. Number one, they not only licensed the characters, but prior party stipulations allowing OpenAI to have access to Disney characters as part of an official license agreement. They invested $1 billion into OpenAI, so that way they have an equity stake in OpenAI. So if OpenAI does well, Disney profits from that. Likewise, and then the second thing they did was they also sued Google for infringement of IP. So if Google is using their characters, on Gemini or anything like that, then that is a violation. And so Google's starting to take all that down. So yes.
So okay, this is weird. There's a lot of parts in here. Because I'm looking at this article from Deadline says Disney will also become a major OpenAI customer using its tech to build new products, tools, experiences. Okay, of course, including for Disney Plus. Okay, deploying ChatGPT for its employees. Okay. The deal does not, however, allow OpenAI to train its machine learning models on Disney IP. So,
That's the secrets, man. Because I'm in healthcare. The biggest thing is these AI companies that more people are realizing. If you're gonna let them get access to your data, you gotta restrict them from using it to train their models. And so I don't know how that's set up from a technical standpoint, but that is becoming, because the data is the it. That's the thing. People don't realize the data is everything. The IP is everything. And these LLMs get large language models get access to that, it's game over.
so it seems like a waste if you're Disney, you're doing all this stuff. You're making fan videos, you're probably setting up, I mean, it says works with Disney Plus, so it may have some new prediction engine and maybe you can ask Disney Plus questions like, hey, what happened in this episode of Star Wars where it's like no, you don't understand, that's the will of the force, the living force. That's not the same as, and you get into one of those stupid arguments with Disney's Chat GPT or something, you know what I mean? So what I'm wondering now is, because this is a weird fuzzy area, it's like, where does access end? And the you don't want to get backwash going back into that. So hey, you can't use my stuff, but I'm going to use all your power. Well, it's like, well, part of your power is in getting access to our stuff. So I mean, I'm just curious
Well,
on how
that's
this
why
plays
they
out.
took an equities. I think that's why they took an equity stake in OpenAI
Yeah.
because it probably will be some crossover that
Hmm.
OpenAI is more powerful now because it has access to Disney data.
Yeah.
So Disney's going to take advantage of that by having equity stake. So if OpenAI becomes more popular,
Yeah.
because it is licensing Disney, so you got Luke Skywalker out here, battling the Force at the Publix, so
Yes.
people gonna be hot, that's what people want to see. then that's what, it's going to make it more valuable. But I guarantee there's going to be, so the new word is in enterprise speak is governance, right? That's just a fancy word for saying SOP, standard operating procedure.
Yeah.
But they probably have this governance model of like how the IP will be, the licensing of the characters will be used. So I'm sure for each 200 characters, that's what it said in the article at least, there's
Hmm.
probably like pages of, Luke Skywalker can't be seen smoking a cigarette. Luke Skywalker can't be seen, being a pimp. Luke Skywalker, so it's like all
Yeah.
these stipulations that the OpenAI guys,
Yeah.
engineers got to be like, got a code.
You know what's funny is I've noticed that Grok, at least in one of its revisions, when I generated something, it would actually generate it and then quickly delete it. So
Interesting.
it's I forgot what I asked for. I asked for in art, a lot of times you're looking for a silhouette. You just want to see like the outline of something, how they all stack up, so you can compare the different sizes, shapes, hairstyles, etc. So I was asking for a silhouette, and for some reason, Grok decided to make this nude silhouette of an innocent character, but like the way it did it, it was like a light shined on somebody naked, and then you saw the silhouette on the background wall, and I was like, whoa, whoa, I didn't ask for that, but it deleted it before I could say anything, and was like, and then it got mad at me. I was like, hey, you can't ask for that kind of stuff. I was like,
So it did it
man, you
anyway, and then be
piece
like,
of
oh, we ain't supposed to show you that. Yeah. Well, in 2026, it OpenAI will allow for some more adult type of content. So it's yes, I don't know how they're gonna do that with this license agreement, but they're gonna have to put some strong guardrails up so that we're not seeing Princess Leia doing something untoward to Jabba the Hutt.
yeah, yeah.
A toward. Because how many of us
Terrible.
remember Princess Leia and Return of the Jedi and became, a little bit more of a man after seeing that?
When he pulled that chain and she fell on his belly, I was like, wait, something's going on here. I don't know what everything
Yeah, that
means.
was,
I don't know what this means.
yeah, when you first saw Star Wars and you saw her in that, you just like, you saw her in a whole different light. It was like, wait a
Well,
minute.
it was that, and and before, just before, there was the
The
Twilight
dancing
girl,
girl. Yeah,
dancing
yeah,
girl.
yeah, yeah, you're right.
She was
No,
dancing.
no. And then, how many of us freeze framed? Uh-oh,
I was like, I was like, that's a
uh-oh.
sheer outfit. This is Star Wars. What's going on,
They knew what they were doing.
boy?
Oh,
I had a cheap VCR in my room. I remember taking the tape to the family VCR, which was all high tech and fancy, and had the freeze frame. I was like, this is crazy.
it's like the Zabut. Was it called the Zabuta film, where from the Dallas, with Kennedy situation?
Yes,
You like got your glasses on, you know. Rewind it. When did
enhance,
she?
enhance.
So anyway, yeah, man, Star Wars news with it. So anyway, I say that to say the licensing agreement will put real strict requirements around uh Princess Leia in Return of the Jedi. So we don't. I suspect that they're probably not licensing this Princess Leia character. It just opens up too many issues. so so anyway,
So yeah, and it'd also be a lost opportunity. And I know they're doing it, but they're not saying it. They're definitely messing with the creative pipeline with AI, where it's like, hey, like the Frozen characters, they all pretty much look the same. There's such a distinctive
yeah,
style. It's like, yeah, we'll run models on our data, and we can fix up the hair, we can fix up the dress, we can do this and that with AI very, very quickly. I know a lot of creative types don't want to hear that. A lot of Hollywood types don't want to hear that. But I can almost guarantee you that Disney's kind of like, yeah, time is right, boy.
yeah,
And it's,
just
you know,
smart. And they did the business. I mean, look, they kind of proved it with the suing of Google. I mean, AI companies were going to steal their content anyway, so you might as well. if you can't beat them, join them. So find one that you can join that was desperate, because I guarantee there's a lot of restrictions. And OpenAI, I don't know if you read the latest, but they're desperate, because they're losing so much money. That $1 billion, I think I wrote in threads. I said it only lasts for like a couple of days because they're spending so much money to generate these AI models, trying to keep up. And you got Google, who was kind of you know laughed at, right, when they first generate their content. Now they're like zooming ahead. And to be fair, Google, we always thought, was always going to win because they had the best talent. They have already a financial model search that's going to make money. So for them to just really focus the company toward AI, I could see them beating out everybody with the best model, right? And so OpenAI is feeling like behind because they got to spend so much money. So they need $1 billion. It's sad. That gives them a couple of weeks. Yeah, they need so much money. If you look at the article I sent your way, Mr. Benja, it's they need so much money just to run these models, and especially when they're trying to develop, better and better. They just released 5.2 yesterday, which is their latest model, supposed to be the best, but I don't know. Google's like, oh, well, you got 5.2, hold my beer. Boom.
And then you got Microsoft being all quiet in the corner, quietly working with the government on their AI, so they don't need to say anything.
Well, what's so who's the big three? That's trying to. So you got obviously you got the Chinese models. We'll just put them in their own little cycle. Then you got Elon Musk, right? He's trying to do something with Gronk. And then you got Zuck, doing his thing with Meta.
Yeah,
And you got OpenAI, and you got Google. Am I missing anybody else? I mean, oh, Anthropic. That's another big one. Those are like probably the big six right now
yeah,
that building like these large foundational models that everybody's kind of leveraging to kind of
yeah,
build other stuff on. If that makes sense.
yeah. No, it makes total sense. No, I think that pretty much covers it. And yeah, as I said, Microsoft's being so quiet. I don't know what the hell they're doing.
Well, they were the first one to get in the OpenAI business, but now OpenAI was like, "Nah, we ain't trying to hang with you, Microsoft." So Microsoft's trying to do their own thing. So anyway, so
Yeah, yeah. We'll see.
FYI, guys, there's a correction coming for OpenAI. I mean, I'm hearing, they're trying to get to AGI. Who knows? I think it's going to take too much money to do that, and they're going to run out of money before they even get to that point. So, but anyway, going back to Star Wars, unless there was anything else you want to talk about on AI.
Nah. I need to jump on a Star Wars GPT to figure out the living will of the Force again. I
Yeah,
gotta
yeah, yeah.
I gotta refresh that every couple months just to just to fight back in the comments.
Yeah, I don't. Yeah, you better than me, Mr. Benja. I just know the bare minimum.
Just kidding.
All right. Well, overall, I thought it was
Nice teaser.
teaser B minus. Because I mean, it looked good, but I didn't see no action. I just want to at least see. I mean, how you gonna tease the sound of a lightsaber and not show it? I mean, just show it.
Hey man, I'm gonna come straight up. I'm gonna give this a D.
Dang.
Exactly, D for dang. Damn, because it was dumb.
Oh,
Uh, with my teasers, man, you got to throw something in there that's like a little. You got to throw some spiciness in there. You can't have everybody in the comments saying this is going to be late. Everybody remember KOTOR. I mean, it gave Old Republic cinematic vibes, but am I? Maybe I'm supposed to know that's the spaceship. I don't know. The one that was crashed and the one that was landing. So they may be teasing stuff to the pure fans, but I didn't see. Actually, is this thing supposed to be one of those boar gullet creatures from with the tentacles? No, from what I'm talking about, the boar gullet from Rogue One.
oh, okay.
The tentacle thing that all I
Yeah,
saw is tentacles in the end of this
yeah.
trailer. So I don't know.
I don't know, man. Star Wars just needs to be revamped. So I'm just not excited about like I used to. So I don't know. We'll see. Well,
Well,
the most exciting thing people got excited about recently with Star Wars was that whole. Did you hear that rumor that there was supposed to be a Ben Solo movie and that
yeah,
it got nixed by Disney?
yeah,
So and I think the actor did that just to kind of put it back in the these actors ain't slick. They talk to their PR people, just like Reynolds.
Yeah,
Supposedly leaked the Deadpool teaser, right, to get
yeah.
Deadpool going. So
Oops.
I'm assuming Adam Driver, who plays Ben Solo, is saying, "Hey, or Kylo Ren, if you will, says that he said, "Hey, let's just put it out there. Maybe I can get a franchise started just on a rumor." What he should have did
Yeah.
was just go on Gemini or Nano Banana and create a little. I think some people did that already. Create a
Mm.
little teaser trailer for a Ben Solo movie. But anyway, I digress, man. These actors, man, y'all see they're so slow, man. They doing the old school Hollywood thing, doing the PR thing, talking to people.
You know
Man,
what
this is
I'd
the
be
speed of time.
you know what I'd be interested in? Random interested in? A whole thing about the the buildings of Moff Tarkin and his group. Just a whole political, military,
Yeah.
cutthroat kinda, we're coming into power, and then
Yeah. That would be cool.
meeting up with Palpatine and being like, "You know what? We could do some things," or something. I really don't know his story and all that, but I'm always talking about, like, what other bits of the universe haven't we really explored?
Yeah, like kind of like how that militaristic. How would you come up in that? Would you have to backstab someone? How the old school. Walk down the hall. You say,
Yeah,
"Do you blackmail this guy or do you give him a gift?"
yeah. Because we always, for the most part, we see it when it's kind of fully formed,
Yeah.
So, were they I mean, there have to been, like, acquisitions and,
Yeah.
civil wars and stuff
Well,
going.
let's be fair. Andor did a little bit of that.
They did, and I did love it.
Yeah, I did love it too. Like the whole, like before they even, I forgot what the name of that planet when they just decimated it. They
Mhm.
showed the meeting where they got together in the meeting
Yeah,
and planned the propaganda and how they were going to go after it, and it played out over the last, that last season. And you're like, oh, this was so. Yeah, I
yeah,
think, and you're right. There's a taste for it because Andor, I don't know how well it was viewed, but it was very well received, right? And so I
yeah.
think people want to see that kind of stuff. So I agree. Okay, good, good. Hey, Mr. Benja, hey, this is what we do, guys. We're giving up free ideas here. So if you make $1 billion off it, just shout us out.
Yeah, at the very least, subscribe, right?
Yeah, exactly. So definitely, guys, thanks for listening. If you like this type of content, this is kind of what we do. We go into reactions, trailers, teasers, and give you our thoughts and opinions from a business and from a artist standpoint. But look, if you like what you hear, go follow us at Show versus Business on Twitter, X, LinkedIn. No, we're not on LinkedIn yet, but we will be. Instagram and all the social media channels. And then if you want to check out our website, go to Show versus Business. Hi, Mr. Benja.
Peace.